Lofi Poli Sci coming at you, Michael Pickering here, talking about our famous question, what's going on in the world today? But today, it's Tuesday's Top 10 list. Oh yeah! Yesterday we finished our 9-part mini-series, Our World in Numbers, looking at development indicators across the globe. Go check it out, peeps. I even made a playlist for you on Lofi Poli Sci YouTube, so you can listen to all 9 episodes together rather than having to go digging around for them yourself. You're welcome. But we left off yesterday's discussion by saying that all the numbers and graphs in the world couldn't tell you how happy the people of a country truly are. And to that end, may I introduce you to the World Happiness Report 2022. That's right, there's actually someone out there who tries to see who's the happiest countries in the world each and every year. And in fact, the 2019 report was Lofi Poli Sci's first ever Top 10 list. Now you know. Now, I know you're wondering, who the hell does this and how? How? Well, go figure, it is the United Nations, the UN Sustainable Development Solution Network, and they get most of their data from Gallup's World Polls, and they look at 6 indicators together for each country to come up with a composite score of happiness. And those 6 indicators are GDP, life expectancy, generosity, social support, freedom, and corruption. But enough of that nerd talk. To the list, let's go. Number 10, Austria. Number 9, New Zealand. Number 8, Luxembourg. Number 7, Sweden. Number 6, Norway. And now to our top 5. Number 5, Netherlands. Number 4, Iceland. Number 3, Switzerland. Number 2, Denmark. And number 1, a 5 count to see if you can guess. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Survey says Finland is correct. Congratulations for being the winner of such a biased and subjective list as the happiest country on Earth. What can I say, people? After critiquing and calling out our own 8 list from Our World in Numbers, why don't you go ahead and write in at least 3 ways this list, the compilation and composition of the list, the variables of the list, anything you want. Tell me why this list is simply bullshit. Or tell me why you love it, whatever you want. And tell me if there's any difference between this list and our first list ever on Lofi Poli Sci and the 2019 report. Ooh, so much homework, not homework, but what will you do? And that's this Tuesday's Top 10 list. Check out lofipolisci.com, the music, the episodes, the blog, the letters, and the art. Add us on all the socials, people. Hit us up. It's not a cliche or a catchphrase. It's a lifestyle. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Talk to you soon, Lo-Fi listeners. Pickering, signing off. A little not so behind the scenes, a bit of a bit. Normally I'd edit that out, but you know what? You get it left in this time. All right, so that is behind the scenes. But anyway, let's go ahead and do something that this could be so embarrassing for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Season 1, Episode 28, April 28th, 2020. Almost 2 years ago. Tuesday's Top 10 segment, World Happiness Report 2019, the happiest countries on Earth. Here you go, Lo-Fi listeners. Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering. That's right, Lo-Fi's and low fidelity, low quality, in-your-face, messy as can be global news show. Here we're going to talk about that famous question, what's going on in the world today? Today we have our newest segment to Lofi Poli Sci. It's Tuesday's Top 10. Every Tuesday from now on, we'll be looking at global indicators and surveys to see what countries hold the top 10 rankings in particular categories. We'll be covering things like GDP, GDP per capita, HDI, Gini, largest populations, largest countries by size, and many, many more. And if you're unsure what some of those things mean, no worry, Lo-Fi Nation. We'll cover what each of those mean before jumping into the list. And today, on this Top 10 Tuesday, I thought what better way to start this new segment than by focusing on Top 10 Happiest Countries in the World. But Professor, how can we know where the happiest place on Earth is, you may ask? And you'd be right to ask. My answer? You simply have to talk to people. Wake up and say hello to someone out there today, Lo-Fi Nation. It's Tuesday. And our top 10 list today comes from the United Nations high-level meetings called Well-Being and Happiness, defining a new economic paradigm. It was designed to help governments across the globe create laws and policies in their countries that are good for development, but that also make people happy. Because you know nothing gets under your skin more than some lawmaker making a law that makes you mad. So in 2012, our first World Happiness Report was launched. Today we look at the World Happiness Report of 2019. This report is created by asking a nationally representative sample of people in a country to imagine themselves about to climb a ladder, and on that ladder there are 10 steps. If this ladder is a measure of your happiness with your life, how far up the ladder do you see yourself? The respondent can choose 0 to 10. Scores are then tabulated for each country in this fashion, and voila, there you have your list of the World Happiest Reports. 2019's list covers 156 countries across the globe, and unlike previous list, 2019's list is not merely a snapshot in time for 1 year's level of happiness, but rather it spans 2016, 2017, and 2018, and creates averages to provide a more complete look at levels of happiness across time. And now that moment you've all been waiting for. Let's see who's happy. Coming in at number 10, it's our favorite European skiing destination, that's right, Austria. At number 9, our friendly neighbor to the north, Canada. And at number 8, it's that place down under, no, not Australia, but rather New Zealand. Alright, I know, enough. To the list. Number 7, Sweden. Number 6, Switzerland. Number 5, the Netherlands. Number 4, Iceland. Number 3, Norway. Number 2, Denmark. And coming in at number 1, meaning the happiest country on earth, Finland! That's amazing. Congratulations to all of our top 10 today for a list that we didn't create, but we sure do enjoy. Now, our more astute students of Lofi Poli Sci may be asking, but what is it about these countries that make them so happy? And that is the real question of importance for us. That's a question we'll continually be building on throughout our time together here, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. The answer builds off of Freedom House scores, off of Transparency International investigations, off of Reporters Without Borders media freedom inquiries, and so many levels of development measures by future top 10 lists we'll be covering here. To say why a country is so happy is to look at what's going on in that country and then compare it to other countries over time, which is exactly what we're doing here at Lofi Poli Sci. But there's around 200 countries in the world, Lo-Fi Nation. We can't do it all in one day. So that's our first Tuesday's Top 10. Please write in with your questions, comments, and requests for countries for our news segments or top 10 global lists you want to see at lofipolisci@planetmail.com. That's Lofi, L-O-F-I, Poli, P-O-L-I, Sci, S-C-I, at planetmail.com. Let me say thank you so much for listening. Stay safe, wash those hands, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. Pickering, signing off. Wash those hands. What a cheese ball. 2 years ago, though. It's always nice to take a second and look back. Kind of helps you figure out what you got going on moving forward. Talk to you soon, Lo-Fi listeners.